Hello, hello, and welcome to Wednesday. We're hanging together today and a little raspy yet, still getting over a little bit of a cold here. It's been interesting to say the least. It's been a great start to the summer. Just kidding. But in reality, so I'm going to try to be quick with my mute button here. And what we're going to do is if I need to cough or something like that, I'll just try to mute myself, turn away, whatever, or, watch you, you can watch me cough all over the screen or something. I'll try not to do that. But anyways, today we are going to talk about traffic. So traffic is something that is absolutely vital and necessary for your business. And as part of the 7 steps to freedom, we really want to talk about traffic because that is basically, without traffic, your business is stale, right? There's nothing there for you. There's nothing, you're not making any sales, you're not getting any leads, nothing's really happening. So the big thing is, when we're talking about traffic, it's where to get traffic, right? Where do you want to go? Where's the best places? Where's the best opt-ins? Where's the cheapest or the most valuable? And I don't think there's a one size fits all kind of thing. I think the big thing here that we're going to talk about today is you're going to learn that there's many different ways to do it, but there's good ways and bad ways, and we'll cover a couple of those. But for those of you that haven't seen me before, my name is Josh, and my wife and I were entrepreneurs, and I help people with their businesses, help people move forward. I help people with email marketing and digital marketing automation, with learning tools, with being able to get things started. And it goes for people who are beginners or advanced. I'm not picky. But the big thing here is that our goal is to help you move your business forward, help you live a better life in whatever capacity that may be. Now, we are kind of switching gears a little bit. So you're going to see some different things. Some of you may have already noticed. There's a couple things that, with Facebook, for example, I don't post as much nearly as I used to. So a quick little disclaimer is if you're looking for content, or a disclaimer, but an update, if you're looking for all of our most recent content, there's a couple places that you can go to get it. And so obviously our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel is actually just Josh and Katie Schonert, and that's going to end up being on YouTube. And so for those of you that want to find that, just go up and search Josh and Katie Schonert on YouTube. That's right here down below. So find that and you can find us there. And I'd love a subscribe. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I do upload all these lives onto YouTube. So if you are watching there, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. If you're on Facebook, I'd love for you to give me some hearts or throw in the comment, or at least just let us know that you're here. Tell us where you're coming in from. If you're live or on the replay, that'd be great. So that's where you can find us on YouTube. Now, if you want to find us online on our blog, we've actually started a new blog a little while ago. And the new blog is actually jkschonertblog.com. So our website is jkschonert.com. Our blog is jkschonertblog.com. And the reason why we did that is because we're doing more content creation, and we're looking at one of the forms of traffic, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but doing more content creation. So that's where you can find us on YouTube for Josh and Katie Schonert, or on our blog at jkschonertblog.com. So getting right into it here, because I don't want to spend too much more time, and the more I talk, the harder it's going to be for me to keep talking. So I'm going to get this out to you just hard and fast right now, and then we'll talk about a little bit about something at the end. But so where to get the best traffic, right? Now I'm going to talk about 3 types of traffic that is what you're going to really consider known areas, but we're going to talk a little bit more about, those areas and like deep into like which exact types of traffic fit in those categories. One second. All right, so there we go. There was cough number 1. So we'll try to get through this with minimal coughs. But so when we're talking about traffic, one of the most well-known traffic areas is going to be organic traffic. Now, organic traffic is, you make a post on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever it may be, and you go out there and you put your offer out there. Maybe you don't talk about it directly, but you talk about the results, or you show some testimonials, or you show a little bit of the background of kind of what it does, or maybe you tell a story about what it's done for you. Whatever that might be, organic traffic is one of the most widely adopted forms of traffic. And the reason for this is because organic traffic, in terms of, I guess we could call it even social media traffic, but organic traffic is you having a personal relationship with somebody else, whether that be a friend on your friends list, a follower, whatever that might be. That's where you're going to have that relationship with these people. You've built that know, like, and trust factor, and you are really kind of pushing that out there for everybody to see. Now, I put down here Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. Those right here in the bottom. So those are the most well-known sources for traffic, for organic traffic. But are those the only ones? Well, no, not really. So the big thing with this is organic traffic can come from any source. I mean, there's things like Quora, there's medium.com, there's all these other areas where you can comment on things, you can make posts, you can answer questions. I mean, shoot, you can even go on to any sort of, forum site. Reddit is another form of organic traffic. But so a couple of things is that not all organic traffic is the same. You can't do the exact same thing with every platform. So some of the things that you want to do with these platforms is, like Facebook, for example, their algorithm is centered around affinity, right? It's around relationships. Do you like the same things? Are you related to them in any way? Do people like your content who are primarily parents or grandparents or nurses or doctors or firemen or, engineers, whatever the case is? And you start building this affinity with your list. And your list on Facebook is obviously your friends list. And then you build that, the algorithm starts learning that. Now, there's been some changes here in 2021. If you want to know more about that, you can head over to our blog. Quick reminder, there it is, jkschonertblog.com. And so I did one there talking about the 5 Facebook hacks and ways to improve your reach and engagement. Now, I did that because there's been some updates and some more of, I guess you'll call it like pushes, right? Pushes into the way the algorithm should be used. Call it like the friends and family plan, right? They want to know who's interacting together and who's in the same groups, who follows the same pages, that kind of things. So that's some more information you can get there. But like Twitter, for example, Twitter is all about who you follow. And then, it goes into more of that, kind of affinity, kind of like Facebook is, where they want to see, like, are you following the same people? So you're going to get recommendations like, hey, some of your, friends on Twitter also follow these people and things like that. Instagram is very similar to Facebook, except Instagram is more just like, I'm just going to put content out there, right? And you're going to see a feed of your followers as well as some recommendations when you go look for, like, discovering new people. But really, it's all about, word of mouth with Instagram. It's all about growing an account and getting out there. And then Pinterest, same kind of thing. It's a little bit different in terms of, how you attract people. So people search for, that's more like search engine type stuff, but it's still organic because you're not doing anything that's paid, right? So organic traffic is one way. The next way that I think is just as powerful as organic, but maybe not as widely adopted by most people that are just starting out or maybe in the growing stages of their business, is paid traffic. So paid traffic is great if you understand how those systems work. And there's a lot more approval process in place. You got to create a business account. You got to be able to get verified to be able to run ads. And then once you do that, the ads go through an approval process. You got to kind of keep within their guidelines and things like that. You do still have to follow the guidelines in organic traffic because you can't post misleading stuff on Facebook or they'll take it down. But like clickbait, for example, clickbait doesn't work at all in ads or organic or anything really. You don't want to use clickbait because it's like for those of you that don't know what clickbait is, that's where if you go through and you are saying like you won't believe, or I couldn't believe my eyes, or I couldn't, I didn't even know, or whatever, like these things that you're trying to bait people into clicking on what you're doing, or using misleading keywords like, you know, using a political figure and saying like, the president uses this form of traffic, or the president has endorsed this traffic, or, you don't want to clickbait anybody. But with paid traffic, they do a lot of those checks for you. They'll give you warnings and stuff in there if it maybe doesn't meet their standards. But the thing with it is like you have social media ads, so it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest does ads, TikTok does ads, all these other places, Google ads, things like that. But then you have solo ads. Now, solo ads are they kind of goes along the same lines as the native ads like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. But what you're going to run into is it's a little bit different in terms of how you get the traffic. So with ads on social media and Google and things like that, what you're doing is you're actually telling the platform to go find these people and show them your ad, and you pay either per impression or per click or whatever the case may be. Where solo ads are, you pay someone for a certain amount of clicks. So maybe it's like 75 cents a click or 50 cents a click or whatever it may be. Then what you run into is you run into the situation where you might not get the best quality if you're trying to pay for cheap. So in a lot of ads that you run on like Facebook and Google and things like that, you might be able to get away with getting a 20, 30, 40 cent per click, rate at that point. And as that number goes higher, obviously you're paying more per click and even more per lead. Whereas solo ads is a flat rate. So they may say it's 50 cents a click. So if you buy 300 clicks, you pay $150, and then they deliver those 300 clicks. The difference with solo ads is that you're not actually able to see the conversions in real time. So you'll usually get somebody that gives you a tracking link or something like that, but you can't modify something in real time. You can't go to someone and say, hey, wait, stop. Let me go ahead and modify my capture page real quick. Or, hey, stop. Let me go ahead and modify my reach real quick. You're up to the mercy of whoever you're sending the money to go do those clicks. You're up to the mercy of whoever is providing you that content or that traffic. So that right there is one of those things where you want to be just clear in what your expectations are for solo ads. I've gotten really good opt-in rates from some, and I've gotten sales from almost everyone that I've run, but I've done a lot of research beforehand. I've looked at their history and things like that. And then paid placements. So people forget about this one a lot. And I had a couple for a while, but I've kind of backed off from that, and I'll probably go back to it later. But a paid placement would be something like if you go to somebody's blog and you see that like there's a banner on the side where they've got like an ad on the side. So the main blog's right here. The ad is on the side on the banner. And it's maybe to like another product that maybe that person doesn't promote. Well, what they've done is they've sold a placement on their website that someone can put their ad up there, and the person sells this spot, and then they get paid, and then that's basically paid traffic, right? You're paying somebody to that has a high traffic site to have people that possibly would click on your ad. So paid placements work really well if you find the right sites. And there's some resources that I'll talk about later that kind of go into areas that you can look for that, but they're not as widely used because it's really kind of a toss-up, right? You put it out there, you say, here you go, here's my paid placement, and then it's whatever happens. There's no real indication of what you're doing. You could use a tracking link, for example. You could say, here's this, you can track how many times people are coming through, but it doesn't always work out to the best of your ability. So you might be paying for a placement that isn't really doing any good. And you have to really kind of work with these people and get a relationship with them. And sometimes that can be cumbersome. So paid traffic, social media ads, things like that. That's that there. Now, one of the things that I've gotten into recently and really been diving more into as I've followed certain entrepreneurs and certain affiliate marketers is I started looking into more into content creation. Now, content creation is another form of traffic. And the reason I kind of took this away from organic is because the mindset is completely different, right? You're not posting a post, right? You're not posting on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. You're not posting with the hopes to get comments or likes. You're posting to provide information, and the traffic comes over time. And so this is what I would say probably one of my favorite things to do, because this is evergreen, evergreen traffic. You're always going to have people that are going to be looking at your content. Now, it may not be a lot right away, but you can grow that over time as you build your brand, as you be consistent. And, you can put out YouTube videos, you can put out TikTok videos. And let me tell you, the little bit that I've done on TikTok, I haven't posted on there in a couple months because I've been focusing more on YouTube and our blog, but man, you can get some really crazy high traffic. And I've seen some of the results that some people in other areas, there's certain affiliate programs that actually promote in their courses and in their training, like go post on TikTok. And some of those people make a ton of money on TikTok. Like I know guys that have made over $1 million in just one affiliate company just by posting on TikTok. And it's nuts. Blogs are a big one. And there's so many people out there that I hear all the time, oh, blogs are dead. Nobody reads them anymore. I'm going to tell you something. I read more articles and blogs than I watch videos. And part of that is because I can read faster than someone can tell me about the content. So I can go open up a blog, read through that, get that information, and then go, awesome, that's cool. And maybe there's a link in there that I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. I'm going to click on that. Boom. That person just got traffic from me reading their blog. And another one is podcasts. My buddy Kyle and I do podcasts, and we get listeners all the time. And in our podcast, we do talk about certain things, but for us, our podcast is more informational. But eventually, like we monetize the podcast. And so we're doing the podcast and we've got an ad in there that we recorded, and it, makes a little bit of money. And so the thing with it, sorry, I just scratched myself. But the thing about it is that it's still, you're creating content that's evergreen. It's going to live out there. People are going to get to know your name. People are going to get to understand who you are, what you stand for, why it's important to you, and all of the above, right? And so when you think about people who are consistent on YouTube and they're consistently improving their skills and they're posting videos and they're making a name for themselves, one of the things that's really consistent with that is as time goes on, they get more viewers. They, usually have some sort of call to action, maybe some links in their descriptions, and that's going to bring in traffic and leads and things like that. And so if you're not really sure about the organic thing, you're not sure about the paid traffic, content creation is a great way to go. So, and one of the things that I really do, I believe in, is understanding the fundamentals, right? Understanding what each of these things mean and what you can do to do them the best way possible. When it comes to Facebook, there's people out there that I know that use Facebook and that's all they use, and they make tens of thousands of dollars a month. And there's people out there I know that they post on Facebook 1 or 2 times a day. They get 3, 4, 500 comments a shot, and they make maybe $1,000 a month. But the guy that's making $20, $30, $40,000 a month maybe gets 40, 50 comments a day. A lot of that comes down to who your perfect prospect is. Like, what is it that you're trying to solve? And Are the people that you're talking to, is their problem the one you're trying to solve? If not, maybe you've filled up your friends list with the wrong people. And so a great way to learn that kind of stuff is by getting a hold of a great resource that I've really come to love. And I've read this book quite a few times. The book is called The Escape Plan, and you can get that book right here, 9 to 5 Freedom Secret, right on the bottom here. And so I'm going to leave that up for a little bit. I'm going to talk about the book. And the book itself, it really sets a foundation to help you understand what it takes to really get started with all this stuff. It goes into finding your perfect prospect, finding the perfect product, putting together your funnel, your perfect pages. We talk about the 7 steps to freedom, and that's really where this comes from. Is this whole system is designed to set that foundation and allow you to really learn what it takes to be a better version of yourself. And as a marketer, as a business owner, and then what you can do is you can take that and you can build any business with it. You don't have to follow through and, do whatever they say to do in here. You can go and, if you want to do something with, these funnel builders, or you want to go promote an affiliate program, or you want to promote your own courses, what this does is sets the foundation on how that's possible. And then there's a training that goes along with it that literally walks you through step by step on how to set all that up. Now, for people who are beginners, great. It's perfect. It's a great way to start. It honestly boosted me. Now, I can't say I was a beginner when I came into contact with this book. I was a little bit more, I'd say, intermediate. I wasn't an expert by any means, but now I consider myself an expert in a couple areas because I've taken the advice that was in the book and in the training, and I've really put a lot of time into learning what it takes to be successful in these areas. And I've made a plan on how I'm going to do it. And that's what this teaches you. And so if you're looking for that, I highly recommend going there, 9 to 5 Freedom Secret. Check it out. The book is free. You don't have to do anything after that. There is a paid training after it, which, little disclaimer, I do make a little bit off of that if you do that, but it's not much. It's only $27, I believe, for the training. But at least get the book, check it out if you haven't already, and give yourself the opportunity to see how good it is, and then determine if you want to follow through further with that. Or if you have questions, hit me up, reach out, let me know, drop a comment, whatever you got to do to really understand what it is that I do and how I help people. I'm totally cool with talking about that. But yeah, other than that, if you guys do catch this on the replay, definitely let me know. And if you're catching this on YouTube, please don't forget to tell me what you thought down below, and subscribe so that way you can catch all my videos coming out. I've actually got more videos coming out on Get Response, on some of the automation and other things that you can do. And then I've also got some other things that I'm looking forward to as well. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to go give my voice a rest here, and then we will chat with you another time. See ya.